Define those travels as you can, as the song always says. What's going on, everybody? Hello, everyone. Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog peoples, Gogs of the world unite. I hope everyone is doing well and is looking forward to today's session because we are finally here in episode 343 of Pen and Pixels, a show that focuses on story and narrative in games that we do here every Tuesday afternoon, right here on GogCom's Twitch channel. We are finally going to, I believe, if all goes well, wrap up Solasta and the Solasta Lost Valley DLC. That'll be the last, hopefully, session of it. It's either one or two more sessions at most. And then we're going to move on after that, video game-wise, back into Dragon's Dogma. So that is the plan. But that assumes that we get it done tonight, so we'll see. Originally, the plan, of course, was for us to be playing some Talisman Adventures today. But unfortunately, one of our players is ill, and so rather than play without them, we decided to reschedule. So that means that next week we will have D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. The week after that will be Talisman Adventures, and the week after that, if again I do my job today, the week after that we will be back to Dragon's Dogma. So that is the plan. But before I go any further, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us here on the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. Please consider subscribing to us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. You can get those custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch. That does support the channel and the streamers, and it makes it really helpful for us because that money is divided among all of us eventually at some point in the far future. So that would be appreciated. And of course, it supports the channel in general. And please consider clicking through to our individual channels because we have our own subsystems and Patreons and all that kind of good stuff. And that also helps us as well. So as I mentioned, we've got more Solasta today. Then next week, we've got Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Then after that, we are into Talisman Adventures. And then we will be into the month of October at that point and moving solidly into fall. Actually, tomorrow, today is the last day of summer, officially speaking. As of tomorrow, I already really think of the summer as being more or less over at this point. We're into early fall, but tomorrow is the first official beginning day of fall. So we will be in autumn, and it'll be time for as they say, the pumpkin lattes and the sweaters and all that kind of good stuff. Apple pie, apple picking, very important. Got to get that done. So that's going to be the deal with that. So yes, get well soon. Exactly. To the player in question. I'm sure they'll be fine, but they were not feeling well, and so we decided to let discretion be the better part of valor. And so that's the deal with that. So I am just going to make sure that I put on... Let's make sure we got that like that and put on that. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. It has been quite dark in this room until now, and so... as I say that, of course, the sun comes back and everything. Usually it's quite bright in here, but we have done that. We're getting to the point now, of course, for the next few weeks we'll deal with this, where when I start, it's going to be lighter. By the time I finish, it's going to be dark. And so, there'll be a little bit of sort of messing around with lighting and all that kind of stuff over the next couple of weeks. And then we'll be solidly into the fall. And at that point, fall into winter, into early spring, it's going to be pretty much lights on, artificial lighting on in here until we get into the spring, and then eventually we'll transition back out to having it mostly be natural light, because I do get a lot of light in my office. It's one of the many things I love about it, but it is overcast today and somewhat dark. But today we are playing some Solasta, and I think we are close to finishing now, folks. At least we should be. We're almost done with all the side quests and all that kind of good stuff, and so I am excited to be able to get through with it. I've really enjoyed this game a ton, but I feel like we're just about done with it now, and then I'm going to move back into Dragon's Dogma. And after Dragon's Dogma, I don't have any particular games up on the docket. It sort of depends on what stuff is available. So so we will see. There are some possibilities for things that may come to GOG, and if they do, then I would be all over that. I would love to play some of those games that might become available, but they are not as of yet. So in the meantime, we are in a holding pattern as far as that's concerned. So with no further ado, let's get into a little bit of... let's get into the magic, the madness known as Solasta. Bump, bump it up. Okay, and play. Let's do it. Let us make it happen. Ba 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 ba. All right, let's go. Where's that music? There it is. Just got to hear this opening theme. No, I'm fine. I'm feeling fine, Dragon. There's another player. No, I am doing completely fine. It was one of the players, which is why we rescheduled. And that's why I am playing today Solasta and finishing up with this game, I believe and hope. I really, you know, and I'm hoping that when they go to the next sequel, I'm sure the Tactical will do a sequel for this. I hope when they do that, they really step up in terms of the writing, which is not to say that the story is bad. I just see so much potential for what they could do down the line, and I'm hoping they get to the point where it can do that. Okay, so Ugly Truth. I have to talk with Oronettis, try to convince him to reunite with Sight Narrow. I have to find him to do that. We have to infiltrate the palace. I'm not planning to do that one because I want to keep his Drupal with me. So basically my plan is if I can, I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish this up. Then I'm going to escort his Drupal and then I'm going to escape the Lost Valley. That's if I can. But otherwise, we're going to go to that. We're infiltrating the palace right now either way. Swamp Hag. Man, that was very satisfying the other day being able to take out the Swamp Hag. That was really nice. Okay. So now we have to infiltrate the palace. The thing is, though, I feel like these are all enemies, right? So I don't entirely know how we're going to infiltrate the palace. I bet I'm going to get... Yeah. Yep. Yippity, yippity. I mean, no path destination. Open it! Oh, I guess actually... Am I gonna have to fight these people? Door cannot be opened, huh? Really? Can I open it here? I might have overdone it with the cakes. No, although that said, let me tell you, I still have, like... I have the cookies that you sent me. I have other cookies that people sent me for my party. That brought for my party. I have my cake, which is still like half, you know, I mean, like, I am glad that I had gotten down to a relatively good fighting weight because I'm going to be overcoming some of that as we go through. Door cannot be opened. Really? All right, let's talk to Rose. Maybe I need to go through the cake is a lie. See, normally it would be, but not in this case. Okay. Let's take this one. Guess I need to go this way. How do I infiltrate... How am I going to infiltrate the palace is the question. Maybe that's not the right way. I guess I'll just go there. Cake is a lie, trust in the pie. Okay, are you mad at me? Are you going to attack me for any reason? No? I mean, the thing is... You would think that Oronettis, Sight Narrow should get us in there because of Oronettis. Because they'll be like, oh, he looks like Oronettis. That's what you would think. Looks promising. Okay, quick save.
I've got my eye on you.
Got your eye on me, huh? All right. Now I've got to convince Ornetis.
You? How did you? I'm here, and it's all that matters. I should have known outsiders could only betray me. We need to become one again. You know it. No. The Valley is in a state of civil war. Surely that's not what you want.
Yeah.
You don't even know what will happen if we do that. Let's find out.
If you refuse, we kill you. It's in your own interest to agree.
Come on, you need this. You know it.
Oh, it's a terrible.
I would rather die.
Okay, that's stupid. Yeah, we're going to do that again. That was awful. A 3? No. Okay, thank you. Load game. That was one of those, like, come on, man. Or like, okay, how about a 3? I'm like, how about, no. We can plus 11 with my charisma, and you're just like, how about a 3? I do not want to fight Ornetis. That has all kinds of problems associated with it. Okay.
You? How did you? I should. We need. No. The Valley. You don't. Let's.
Yep.
Come on, you need.
22. There you go.
Fine. I agree.
That's the persuasion. Fine, I agree. Wait, that was it. He's just like, no. Okay, I agree. Hey, he's back.
It worked. I am one again.
Periphanos, the Inquisitive Mind.
I'm an elf, not a dragon. But surely the many scholars of Solasta can help me become what I once was.
It's really kind of
You've done
anticlimactic.
well, strangers. Take this. It will allow you to walk through the Redeemer's nests. Tell your people back home that we agree to open a diplomatic channel.
Nice.
I must rest now. I have much to ponder.
Safe passage. Okay. That was under that. Okay. We did it. Negative 25 to 0. Our new status of this faction is indifference. Okay. Well, that's okay. All we got left is meeting the rebellion. I just have to do that. And then I can go there. Okay. Cool. That was cool. Very that was okay. Okay. All right. So that's easy. Unfortunately, I lost my awesome mage, but that's okay. Now I gotta bring his Drupal back. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the entrance. Good. It's time for the Buried City, which is where they're meeting the rebellion. I hope the rebellion doesn't actually want to now fight anyway, because I can be like, yo, you don't need to fight. Man, it's okay. You can, everything's solved. We fixed the problem. We've addressed this issue. Now let's hide. Alright, let's get back into crafting then. He's not done. Okay. Back you go. Yeah, somebody brought a cheesecake to my party as well, but I haven't even had a chance. I'm like, cheesecake? I got regular cake, cookies. Like, I got every kind of sweet stuff, let me tell you. Here we are in the buried city. Meet the leader of the rebellion. Let's save this under continuing. That's not cool. This looks like we're heading for a... This looks like we're heading for an attack, is what this looks like. This is such a combat arena. There's his Drupal.
Piece of cake.
Okay.
Greetings, my lady.
Greetings to you, Master Hasdrubal.
Our last meetings were rudely interrupted.
Indeed, which is why I invited you here, and to assure that these mishaps were not our doing.
Okay. Gotta tell you about Samco Flint.
If you'll allow us, you were right about those disruptions being suspicious. We managed to find their source. There is a double-tongued worm in the forge.
Who?
An agent of the mask, one Samco Flint.
I wanted to tell you in person. Well, things are clear now, and the rebellion and the forge can be friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely. United against the tyrant Oranatus.
We'll meet again, my lady.
Safe travels, my friends.
Well, I mean, there won't be a rebellion, though, because that's... So travel back with Hasdrubal. Okay. The relations with the rebellion have changed from -100 to -95. Relations with Forge have changed from 72 to 87. I am now a living legend. I have to travel back with his Drupal. That's very funny. Travel interrupted. What? Oh, did I get trapped? Man. Okay. Okay, back to the swamp. Back to the swamp. Back to reality. Let's craft that. Okay, resume. Okay. So, Carthia. Crafting. What do you have left? Not a lot. I guess, yeah, go ahead and make that. I don't know. Yeah, the game rarely... I know, but you'd think that they'd at least know enough to not just run over a poison cloud or something, you know? Okay, Forge Camp. Okay, so the Forge Camp should be very happy with me. At this point. We have solved the problem. And they're like, against the Tyrant Ornetus. I'm like, about that. Ornetus is not actually a tyrant now.
Thanks again for your help with the rebellion.
That's what friends are for.
Now that we're family, there's something I need to tell you. We actually settled here because we found a minor gate.
And it wasn't locked?
No, and it gave us access to an area where we found enormous riches.
A treasure trove of lore, I gather.
Not only that, materials, recipes, but we've only explored a small part. We were deterred by the guardians that the place's Manicalan owners left behind.
What kind of guardians?
My people reported at least one greater elemental.
I may have already dealt
Not
with these
something
guys.
You feel ready to face, I suppose.
There's no rush, and I'd understand if you felt it was too much, even for you.
I feel like I did
Tell
this
us where
already.
the gate is. We'll prepare and go when we're ready.
I feel like I've already done that, though. Manicalan Riches. Find the major gate and use it. I feel like I've done that. Alright, let me save it and then let me find out. Use the major gate. Yeah, tire ant. Exactly. Okay. So, do I want to battle all with the Manicalan Riches? Just for the benefit of the Manicalan Riches? Enter the palace, be ready for a tough battle. Eesh. I don't know. Do I want to be ready for a tough battle? I don't know if I want to do that. Actually, let's just loot all. Although I am fairly powerful now, admittedly. Okay. Do I already have all of these? I may already have all of these. Okay, the Wand of Winter. Manual Wand of Blight. Alright. Okay. Lifestone, Shard of Fire, and Stardust. Okay. Alright, we will see. If this is a super large place, I'm not going to hesitate to bail out if I have to. I still kind of can't get over how anticlimactic the whole the whole thing with the freaking Oranetis is. Just like
Incredibly dangerous, more like.
door cannot be opened. Oh, that's because of this. And now I'm back to my 4. Ooh boy. Hello. Okay. I feel like we should get behind here, probably. Ah, shoot. I should have fired one more time. Everyone's surprised. Immune to piercing damage. Alright, so I'm going to need something more impressive than that, obviously. Okay, run back here. I need you to go here so you can hold the line. Do I have a potion of heroism that I could use? Strength becomes 25. Potion of speed. Okay, hasted, yep. Proceed. Okay, I want you to block, because I want you to block the door. No, not that. Okay, let's see. I want you to go here. And then I'm going to want you to cast something awesome. Specifically, I want you to cast Guardian of Faith. Who's going to lock it down right here. Last increase my AC to 19. Okay. Now they're supposedly going to come in. We'll see. Okay. Let us cast at you.
You'll need to do better than that.
Is that a good start? Not sure if this is going to matter, but... Ah.
Try again.
Let's back up a step, shall we? Are you above the bubble? Aw, man. There you go. You definitely did not make that save. Okay, let's see. Oh, although I hit him with a flaming arrow, which is a little weird, I guess I'd say. Okay, let's rousing shout. Yep, let's do that again. Yes, well done, Ragnar. Well done. Could close the door, too. See, if I go there, they could go through him, I think. So... Oh, I can hit him. Alright, good. That was what I was hoping to do from here. There we go.
Die like the rest.
It's a good turn for Ragnar right there. I don't think I need to heal yet, so... Flame Strike seems a little silly in this context. Because I don't need concentration with the Guardian of Fate, so it just adds another thing. Which is nice. Okay, I'm going to keep her there.
Bend the knee or perish.
Ow. Alright. Step back, Daniel-san. Step back. Need to kill you. Nice. Okay, good. That's right, you missed. What's up, Inside Out Boy? Okay. Good. Keep that up. Okay. That's rousing shout.
More coming your way.
One more like that would be good. Outstanding. Good. Now, let's see. I'm going to end the turn here, and the reason is that that other creature's going down, and I still want him to hold the line there. So I'm going to have him do that. Let's see. For you, though, I'm going to have you cast... Yeah, I'll just do this at this level. So 1, 2, 3.
I owe you my life.
There we go. Very nice, very nice. Love to be able to hit you here. Outstanding, that's good. Yep, here he comes. I knew that was coming. Oh no. I'm glad that you got it sorted out though. I really need you dead. Nice. Well done. Now we can aim for this guy.
Natura Divo Malmis.
Okay. This may not work even if I hit. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put himself out eventually, but not at the moment. Come on. Oh, are you kidding me, Ragnar? Nice. Okay. Okay, one more rousing shout. Nice. Divine Strike. Alright, and let's Healing Word you. This is the classic, you know, crowd control by handling the top. Ow. What the hell was that? Oh, Poison Breath. Good God. 52 poison damage? Wow. Okay.
Run while you can.
That is a lot. Ah, damn it. See, I'm not going to make myself susceptible to that. Hell with that. Back off there. Good gravy.
Nice move.
Nice. Okay, so first of all, okay, we need to do that.
I feel better.
Secondly, okay, everybody heal. Ow.
Shake it off.
These golems are tough, man. Alright. Yeah, I know. You will put yourself out when you get the chance. There we go. Ugh, Carthia has not been getting the job done on this one. Nice. Nice. Well done. There we go. And success. Extinguish. Extinguish. Okay, everybody put out your fire. All right. Now, let's take that one easy. Okay, prayer of healing, please. All right, and then you can cast a healing spell on him.
Natura Evo Curee.
Good. Okay, much better. Hey, what's up, reaction? Okay, let's loot all that. All right, now who knows how many other of those elementals are in here, but I am glad that we got rid of those guys. Report on what you found. Oh. Report on what you found? I don't know what I found yet. I just got here. I can't report on what I found yet. Are those the only guardians? What have we got? We've got a swamp opal. We have a velvet mask and another silver beetle key. Carthia, what is this velvet mask exactly? Let's find out. I think this is very, very good. Oh, really? It's just a mask? Okay. I think this game is excellent. I think that the game, it's not perfect. There are certainly some issues associated around the character models, the character faces. The story is decent but not amazing. And I think that there's not so much polish in terms of the game glitching or anything, but I think there could be some stuff to make it seem a little more slick. You know, the music is fairly pedestrian and you know, that kind of thing. And as I say, the character models look ridiculous. But the combat is the best combat that has been done in a D&D, in my opinion, in a turn-based D&D game. Certainly 5e. It does a very good job at... It just feels... The combat feels right, I guess is the way I would describe that. And I think even if you're not a D&D player, I find the turn-based combat to be pretty satisfying. And more satisfying than other versions of games that I've played like this. Now, having said all that, you know, there is a lot of combat, not as much of other stuff, and that's the one weakness, because I would have liked more of a mix than what we ultimately got in terms of just that. But there's also a very good mod scene as well. And so there's a lot of like different adventures that are coming out as a part of it. I think they know what they're doing, and I think that Tactical Adventures, the maker of this game, is just going to do better and better with these. I mean, even this Lost Valley DLC, I think, is clearly superior to the main game. You know, it was pretty close to when they did that main game. So they've got other aspects of it, basically, that they'll be able to do going forward. So I recommend it. I definitely think it's good. If you use my link, you can throw me a couple of bucks when you get it that way. Of course, it's available here on GOG. I think it's good. I'm going to be finishing it up today, and then I'm going to be going back into Dragon's Dogma. So, I will have put in well over 80 hours on this. Probably 85 or 86, actually, when all's said and done. And so... So yeah, I clearly approve. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't need to have played D&D to be able to have played this game correctly, in quotes correctly. I will say that it helps to be able to, like when I first started playing this game, my good friend Trent Sparks, voice actor extraordinaire, had played a little bit and gave me some suggestions about things to keep in mind in terms of crafting and stuff like that. I do think it's possible to undercut your party if you're not careful. So it's not like if you want to make a 4-fighter party, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. If you make a 4 rogue party or whatever, you're going to struggle a little bit. I don't really have a main magic using class. I mean, my mage is basically my rogue who can kind of do both. She's a shadow caster, but it's not really in the same ballpark at all. So I never felt like, okay, you can just get a bunch of prime stuff. So I never felt like I was missing anything by doing that, but certainly there are ways that you could make a party that would be unfortunate, but you have a bunch of pre-gens that you can use for sure. You could like easily get just a little bit of help going, what kind of characters should I have? And then you could do that, and then it would all be, and then you'd be good to go. So you wouldn't be, I think, undercut in the long term just because you haven't played D&D before, in my opinion. Yeah, and also I think the UI, this is the other thing. The UI down below here is also, I think, very, very good at making things clear in terms of access. So like, if I want to use this power, I click on this gives me options to these things, and like, so it's easy to control as well, which I think is a positive in its favor. Okay, well, that's easy. All right, I came in, I beat them, and that was that. Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, Pathfinder Kingmaker, I mean, it's fine, but like, it definitely, especially because I just don't like the king-making part of it. I mean, so I would rather just play a regular role-playing game. So when I always found the king-making stuff got in the way, and yes, I know there's a way to make it so that it doesn't matter, but it's clunky. Because it was designed, it was really integrated with that system in view, and I just kept being like, can I please go back to the fun part where I get to do, where I get to play as a hero and like role play? Remember the thing that I wanted to do? So. Okay, so we're back in the swamp. Now we can tell them what the drill is.
Greetings. Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Place is now
3.5e.
secure.
It's full of stuff left behind by this wizard. You'll love it.
There's one door that we couldn't open, so there's no way to know what's on the other side.
We should go.
Many thanks. Stay in the light.
Okay. So that's it. All we've got now is a safe passage and escape the Lost Valley. We've done everything else. So, here's the bestiary. Fire spider, yeah, and then we had the fire elemental, which I think I know all about now. Yeah, the fact that I did that so late is why those guys were not a big deal. Whoops. Those guys were not a big deal. And I think that's... I guess I had leveled myself so much that... this is an example of it. The end of the main thing just now where I'm trying to... I won't spoil it, but where I'm trying to, like, deal with this one guy, it just sort of... Then it just stopped. They were like, all right, here you go. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, and there you go. The problem with the Pathfinder games is that the Pathfinder games are based on 3.5, which was getting, in my judgment, overly complex. Okay. Lovely. All right. So we're back at the camp. Let's delete this as well. Okay. And now let's get to the exit and let's get the hell out of Dodge, shall we? Start traveling. 3 days. Yes, it's a more complex spin-off of 3.5. That's right. I don't want to deal with these guys. Yeah, that's right. And, you know, and again, for some people who love that, I mean, I found 3.5 was just way overcomplicated. I think 5e, it's not perfect, but I think it's done the best. Wait a minute. Wait. Wait, what is this now? What did you just tell me? His Drupal. What the... Dude, I just left you. Stop. No, wait. Halt. Damn it. Why do I have to go back to his Drupal? I just left you. What is the problem, his Drupal? What? I'm leaving. I've done all this stuff. I've saved you. I've fixed your stuff. What? Can't believe that they're going to make me go back to the swamp. So yeah, I think that what made D&D the best when I was learning from it and growing up from it was not incredible complication. It was the fact that it was the roleplay experience. And, hide. I do not want to deal with them. So... You know, that's kind of where I'm at with that, is that I'm just like, this, to me, 5e has kind of restored a lot of what I think was best about D&D, and I have enjoyed doing it, and I think it's the fact that it's so, not just popular, but that it's so modifiable with different systems, I think speaks well to it as well, so. Whereas Pathfinder has, definitely a very loyal following, but it's a much smaller group of people. And, the second edition of Pathfinder, which I must admit I know not a whole lot about, supposedly has streamlined some things, but still. And that's fine. I think obviously people can all coexist. You can have your more complicated thing and your less complicated thing. But I think that it's probably, the idea that D&D is this incredibly oversimplified thing is not true. Yeah, there's something to that. All right, his Drupal. What? I was literally just about to leave the valley. What's the problem? What? What?
Thank you for coming, my friends.
What news, Hasdrubal?
Things have been heating up in the valley, and Auranetis seems quite upset.
What?
Well, yes. He doesn't like upstart newcomers, apparently.
We found a heavily protected building deep in the swamps. Auranetis' best troops are stationed there. According to our contacts in town, it's where he conducts his most secret experiments.
Let's go. It's time we got some answers.
Okay, so...
Answers to what?
The question of whether our beloved Lord Protector is really a protector.
Or something more sinister.
The Forge is with you.
Okay, so...
We'll take all the blessings we can
This
get.
is the deal. This is out of order, and the reason this is happening is because of the system that happened. This thing about the renewal, we already went here. Like, we've already gone here multiple times. And because we're doing stuff out of order from what the game is expecting, it means it keeps being like, well, who is he? We already know who he is. We've already restored him. We already know the whole business. It's going to show us secret facility. Yeah, I think we've already seen this. I'm pretty sure we've already seen it. I guess we'll find out for sure. I mean, I don't know. I just, there's a part of me that's like, dude, I figured this out already. I've been to this secret facility. Why am I having to go back? Yeah, I've been to this secret facility a million times. Like, this is like the third time I've gone, and the first couple times are like, oh, I didn't realize that blah, 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 blah. Like, I had to go all the way back, and they were like, you know, and a character that I'd already introduced them to suddenly was gone again. Explore the complex. I have explored the complex. This is so silly. We're going to go back in here. We're going to explore it. You took a critical hit earlier. That's probably why. Because otherwise I'm like, why? So that's what I mean. There are little janky parts of this that I think they needed to kind of clean up. They need to have something where it can do a couple of checks and be like, okay, they've already dealt with this problem, so don't offer this to them as if it's a brand new quest. Because it's not a brand new quest. Like, what am I even doing here? Explore the end of the facility and find out what's going on. I already know what's going on. Like, all right. So I go to the trapdoor. Yep. I go down into the trapdoor. Yes, proceed. This is quite literally the third time I've been to this place.
Ah, that generator won't work now.
I already know about this, so I don't know where to go now. Old question, a new trench coat. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, Disco Elysium would be a different sort of scenario there. Oh, wait, I made a mistake there. Yeah, that's my mistake. All right, go back down. The other problem is figuring out what exactly, like, area, what trigger to hit. I should have literally at that point just turned around and left and been like, I already took care of your secret facility, so... So silly. So silly. Silly, silly.
Ah, that generator. Ah, that generator.
Ah, the generator. Okay, dark laboratory. I guess go here. I might even have to look up the walkthrough to see what exactly it is. Okay, major gate room.
Should be good now. Let's try.
I mean, maybe these other rooms now can be unlocked that couldn't be unlocked before, I suppose. That could be part of it. This was easily the largest part of the game. Like, this place was just absolutely enormous. So... Oh, and this is the other side? Okay, so if I go around and up here, then presumably it's going to go up and around. I don't know how they think they're going to get there, so I'm just following along to see. Right. Okay. Tell me more. Oh, is that how?
What's happening? It looks like they're barricading themselves.
That's crazy. What are they so afraid of?
I mean, we already know because we've already, like, creatures, we already found it. Okay.
I don't like it either.
Okay, so you can shove that.
Ah! Ah!
Okay. So that's now open. Is there any other, like, locked place I couldn't get into before? Locked door. Yeah, there's... Okay. So there were a few other locked doors. So let's get here. Okay. So let's get here. Let's open up this last one. Okay, that door's locked. What about over here? It's literally just unlocking every door that I can think of that I haven't already unlocked. Door has no visible lock. Need the adequate key to open this door. Okay. So can't get in there. These two are locked. I don't... I guess we go to the major gate room.
what now? Are we missing a password or something? Oh, come on, what now? Are we missing a password or something?
I don't know what else could be the issue here, and I bet I can't unlock that one either. The thing I can think of is to go back to this shouting stone, but like everything else I've pretty much done. I've opened up all this stuff. What do you mean it's blocked? Okay, let's get this thing working. Repair and activate the mana thing. Okay.
It doesn't work. We must repair the generator.
Really?
It doesn't work. We must repair the generator.
Okay. So there we go. We're going to take this. We're going to activate this.
It doesn't work. We must repair the generator.
What? Repair the mana generators and activate them so the forge can enter the facility. Okay. 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 I feel like I disconnected this already.
It doesn't work. We must repair the generator. It doesn't work. We must repair the generator.
What are you talking about? I came here once before and I feel like I broke it. Like I put it together or something, but like...
It doesn't work. We must repair the generator. It doesn't work. We must repair the generator. We should be able to repair the mana generator with this.
So it reset it. Okay. I see.
The generator should be fixed. We can activate it now.
Okay. So I must have, it, like, reset and I didn't realize it. All right.
Let the mana flow.
Okay, now I need to go do the same thing over here.
It doesn't work. We must repair the generator.
Okay, well, where's the part? Where's the other part? Aha! Right there is where it is. Clever.
We should be able to repair the mana generator with this.
Okay. It's so funny because when I first ran into this, I was like, why is it telling me I can repair it or not repair it? Like, why would I want to do either one? And now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, this is why.
Now. Let the mana flow.
Now I can report to Hasdrubal. Okay. Right. Okay. It'd be great if I could just get out here.
Oh, come on.
Damn it.
What?
Alright, that's fine. Let's go to the trapdoor. Thank goodness for fast travel. That's all I gotta say. Thank goodness for fast travel. Okay. So now... Still a no-way gate. What's up, Tren? Yeah, Tren, I'm back to this complex for the third freaking time because apparently they keep forgetting that I've been here. They made a complex so big and with so many quests that they keep forgetting that, like, they're like, have you been to the magic thing? I'm like, you mean 65 million times? They're just like, yeah, well, you know, could you go back there yet again? And they don't even remember that I did it. So they're just kind of like, oh, you know, we found a secret facility. I'm like, here's the map of all aspects of the secret facility. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just kind of like... No, I hit all that stuff. I think the trigger was that I hadn't yet gotten to the one... I just hadn't, like, turned in Hasdrubal. Admittedly, I kept Hasdrubal with me, and Sight and Arrow, or whatever it is. I kept him with me because I didn't want to... let's go that way. Because I kept Sight and Arrow with me because I didn't want to use up my... I'm not going to do this. Because I didn't want to... I didn't want to lose them as NPCs, and it really helped me with a couple of the harder fights in the game. So only now am I finishing up with Hasdrubal and like, okay, everything's taken care of. So he's like, oh, the rebellion. I'm like, yeah, you don't need to rebel anymore. Actually, we're all set now, thanks. I was literally leaving the valley when it's like, Hasdrubal would like to talk to you. I'm like, why? Why does Hasdrubal want to talk to me? I solved the problems. I had to run all the way back, and he's like, hey, did you hear about this magical facility? Good God. All right. So, we're going to turn it in. Did the job. You can enter the thing. You can be happy. Just in case.
We found what Orinetis was hiding in the jungle.
Way long time ago.
A secret laboratory.
You know the other thing that's silly?
He performs experiments on monsters to make them worse.
His goals may not be that simple, but still.
I knew it.
Yeah, but
I received reports of these mutants all
the
around.
other problem with this
We
is
thought you might like to take a look at the
Hasdrubal was
facilities.
with me.
You were right. There's plenty to learn and loot in such a place.
You were with
Well,
me the
it's
first
pretty
time.
much rid of monsters, so
I
you're
knew
free to
it.
go.
Were you unconscious?
Appreciate it.
Yet it doesn't help us get back home.
I may have a way, although it's very dangerous.
What's that?
One of my informants in Caer Hifrid told me about a secret passage right into Orinetis' palace.
I already took care of this.
As for the Redeemers, he has a magical device that keeps them at bay.
I have it.
And with that thing, you could return to Masgard.
I already have it.
We know enough. Strike true, friend.
Clear skies, friends.
It's just so funny. It's like you were with me when we explored it. For the love of Pete. Wow, look at that. Crafting of Soul Stealer crossbow, Empress garb chain shirt, Doom Blade, Great Sword, Dragon Blade, Phosphor, Bear's Claw, Doom Blade. What is all this stuff? My goodness. And of course we also leveled as well. Take the secret passage in town and infiltrate the tyrant's palace. So silly. I've already been there. I've already done all this. Okay. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to level up. Level 10 fighter. Invigorating shout. Rousing shout ranges increased from 3 to 6. Also temporary hit points. Level 10 ranger. You're adept at living and traveling in a certain type of terrain. Let's say forest. Actually, mountain, now that I think of it. No, that's pretty good. Level 10 cleric. Divine intervention, which actually I think worked once. Oh, yes. Definitely shine. Little late, but... Level 10 rogue. Ability score. Yeah, let's go with an ability score. Can't do that. Oh, actually, oh wait, I'm like looking at the wrong thing. I'm like, could do a bonus feat here. I could do blur. I could do mage armor, ray of enfeeblement. Weaken enemy definitely is useful. Okay. Right, he's all attuned. She's attuned. And she's attuned. Okay. Right. Okay, level 10. Awesome. So let's save this. All right. Now, we're going to go out this west exit, because it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to travel back to the city so we can infiltrate the palace that we've already gone to. So silly. And then once we infiltrate the palace, we're going to leave again. So silly. I could actually, I'm probably just being like a completionist here, which I normally am not. And I should just be like, okay, great. I got all the info I need. Thanks. I'm like managing every separate branch of the game. Yeah, I didn't really kill, is the thing. Okay, we're escaping. Oh, wait, no. That's the one I want. Go back to the merchant camp. Okay, awesome. Now, let's see. Here we're going to leave. Okay. Then we're going to exit completely. All right. Masgarth or bust. All right, now we're going to the merchant camp. Travel there. Let's go. Arvin takes a short time alone to think. Yeah, Arvin is probably spending that time thinking about, like, man, how many extra quests can they have us do? All right. Now we're here. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is just a little terrifying. Look at this. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Yeah, hi. Hi. Juggernaut. They're like, your friend. Kitties. Oh, man. That valley, with the experience of going to it and coming out of it and everything, was interesting. I love the Lost Valley concept. And I feel like Ornettis was cool too. I just feel like the end of it was very just sort of like, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da type of thing.
You finally leave the valley and return to the Principality of Masgarth.
Yeah, I do. Achievement unlocked.
The ruler on the throne
Ornettis
is wiser
Cidneros
than
sits on
he
the
ever
throne.
was before. The citizens of the valley rejoice.
Yeah, they do.
The hidden research complex where Ornettis used to work on monsters is destroyed. No one will be able to repair the damage it has taken. Marin Ving remains elusive. Maybe he was never there.
Oh, that guy. That's it. So that that ending was like all right. So there we go, chat. So the Lost Valley DLC is complete. So good stuff. Again, I would call this, I would give this like an 8 out of 10. I think that yeah, that's all I had to do was just find the trigger. Solasta was good. Solasta was good. Let's see. What do we have here? Supporter pack, sorcerer update. I could get this barbarian and druid half-orc ancestry wanderer background, but I did the Lost Valley. Took an extra find the trigger for 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. But a good game. A very good game despite all that. As I say, janky and like there are other aspects that could have been managed better, but in general, I think they did very well with it. And there we go. In the end, as it syncs up, 86 hours is what I ended up spending on it. 86 hours. And I earned an epic achievement. Ooh, a secret achievement. What was the epic? A new golden age. Ornettis Cidneros sits on the throne. Only 2% of people get this. Hell yes. It is a new golden age. Epic achievement. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. 86 hours and 11 minutes to actually get that done. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was cool. That was cool. So that completes Solasta, which means that we get to go back into Dragon's Dogma. So I'm going to just adjust the page for a minute, and then we will switch over into Dragon's Dogma. I didn't think that it was going to be that little amount of time left, honestly. So let me address that. That's really funny. And he's just like, oh, and if you persuade him, he's like, all right, I agree. He's like, okay. I'm just like, that's it? There's no like combination of things and like. Yeah, seriously. Dragon's Dogma. All right, and then category is Dragon's Dogma. Oh, I guess it's actually Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. And all of that is accurate. Okay. Good. No, I'm sure that it was something older than Fallout, but I don't, off the top of my head, I'd have to think about which one that might actually be. Okay, so Dragon's Dogma. Oh, and I probably need to plug in my controller. So it is. Okay. So let's get this thing plugged in and get back into Dragon's Dogma. But I was excited to be able to return to the world of Solasta. Again, if they get a real, they do a real work this next time around on the writing and they improve the character models and stuff like that, I think they could really have something. That would be really great. Plugging in a projector? No. A controller. Okay, where are we? There we are. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. It's been so long since I played this that I don't remember exactly what I was doing. So here's hoping that it all kind of comes back to me. Load game. Now I'm going to need to remember what the heck it was that I was actually doing.
So this is the Pawn Guild.
I have no memory of this place. Okay. I have to defeat 44 undead. What the hell? Okay. 15 dire wolves. All right. 45 rabbits. 2 ogres. I have 1 more ogre to get. 36 skeletons. I have 24 more of those to get. 33 undead in general. 20 snow harpies. I haven't done any of that. 3 cyclopses. I defeated 2 of those. I need 1 more. I need 28 undead warriors. 7 phantasms, 2 seabirds, and a partridge in a pear tree. 5 rabbits. Literally, all these are kill quests? I don't have anything else besides kill quests? Okay, I guess I have to... South Grancis and Water God's Alley?
A word, sir.
What's up, Duncan?
Are you the Arisen? I bring a message from the Duke himself.
I have meant to tell you that I'm sorry you've been
His
gone.
Grace has judged your feat in slaying the Hydra most laudable.
It was.
To honor your noble works, you are hereby welcome to the Worm Hunt. You may now accept orders from Sir Maximilian, captain of the hunt.
Okay.
Bring this writ to Sir Maximilian outside the castle gates. He will instruct you further. The document confers the status of hunter upon you. Carry it on your person always.
Okay. Here we are. This is whatever the normal difficulty is, Straba. Achievement unlocked. Writ large. Received a writ from the castle.
Beyond those gates lies the Duke's castle, I warrant. Duke Edmund Dragonsbane is a hero. He slew the worm a generation past. A smithy, I should think.
What's going on?
He was named Duke before his cavalry.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Grand Sorin's gates.
Uh,
Even now, the people worship him as their savior.
This looks interesting.
Merciful Maker, please, please no.
what happened, Austin?
Sir, I know it is not a matter fit to thrust upon a passing stranger, but please, I ask only that you listen a while. Just a short while.
What's up?
Thank you, sir. This child is my son. Was my son. His heart stopped not a few hours past.
Oh,
He
no.
was weak, his sweetheart, since he was but a babe. I had long known he would not live long.
Okay.
But to see it, to watch him slip from my grasp, I am left with naught but rage at my impotence. Fain to try any means that I might to bring him back, I look to magic, even curses,
Okay.
anything to bring him back to me. I know it for madness, but still here. Pray, accept these, sir. The first of those stones I bought from a merchant my son and I passed in our travels.
Okay.
He spoke of a powerful magic within it. Gather rocks such as this together, he said, and even the dead shall wake.
Interesting.
Not that I am one to blindly believe in such tales, mind. Yet still, I thought there no harm in trying.
Very MMO-ish then.
So I searched. But by the time I found a second, the whole pursuit rang hollow. 'Tis a vain hope to seek immortality in such trinkets, I know. I felt a fool for having e'er believed it.
Wake stones are miraculous items that can bring your character, pawn allies, or others back to life. Okay. Treasure each wake stone for the fragments required to form them are quite rare, and each stone can only be used once. Gather enough wake stone shards, they'll automatically assemble to form a complete stone. So I have to find him a wake stone.
In my search, I've come to learn that tales of such stones as wake the dead are far from rare. My son's condition grew worse. In my desperation, I scoured each passing...
Okay, I don't even know. I don't remember what I took from board quests or what were side quests, to be honest. Because it's been a few months since I played Dragon's Dogma.
Caution that all hope of revival dies when corruption begins to take the body. Another says the stone's power to call back the dead relies upon the strength of the wielder. If that is true, there's little use in the likes of me collecting them. But perhaps in the hands of one such as the Arisen. No. Forgive me, sir. I fear I am well mad with grief.
Under his guidance, Grancis has known peace
I'll take
and
that.
prosperity.
Perhaps with those, my son. But I fear I've not the strength to conjure their effect.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps with those...
Okay, right. So bring him a wake stone. All right, well...
Corps scours the land for soldiers to man the frontier halls.
Right. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to go Reaper's Scorn. I need another Cyclops is what I need. Alright, let's get out of here completely. Ah! Actually, let's save it. No, that's fair. I just was saying that, like, when I first pulled it off, like, opened it, and I'm like, wait, what was that? Wait, that's gonna bother me. How do I... Yeah, can I... Wait, what? Save changes. Okay. Actually, I just realized I made a mistake. Darn it. Okay. Well, that's my fault. Okay, save changes. I need to go to the controller and invert the vertical controls, and then I can go back as God intended. Otherwise, I'm never going to get... It's going to drive me up a wall if I try to do it another way. Okay, so that's what I need, and that should be like that. Now save game. Yeah, I've heard many good things about it, Straba. I started playing it a while ago, a few months ago, and I played 1 or 2 sessions, and then Solasta came out right afterwards. And I was like, okay, well, there we go. That's more like it.
Seems no one knows just how he managed to defeat the beast. The ponds that fought alongside him must be about somewhere. But where? This pond cannot say.
Set out from here, and we'll be on the path to the...
Okay. So now we are here, and now...
Gran Soren, the beating heart of all Granses.
Quests. Eye for an eye. View on the map. Okay, so if we travel this way... Am I heading the right way? I'm still not 100% clear where I am right now.
Even the captor is not
Yeah.
without its dangers.
Well, what I need to know is where I am on this map.
The road splits here. Let's be doubly sure of which will see us to our
Okay. Why? That's me. Oh, I'm way... Okay, wait. Shoot. That's me. Okay, so I've got to go to the... I've got to go... That's where I have to go. I have to go to this dripstone cave area and then head down this way. Or maybe the Cobble Cove. No, actually right there, yeah. No, maybe not, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So head down this way.
destination. Don't worry, I am here.
I'm going completely the wrong way. I don't. I don't even know what internal port stone is.
This seems to lead underground.
For fast travel? I mean, I have not been playing the game, though, very long overall, so, like... What?
They're armed, Master. Wait for an opening.
They attack in quick succession.
Wait, what the frick? Hey!
Find an opening and destroy their legs exposed after a grand strike. Now arisen, enters a troubling foe. Counter after they strike. They're left exposed after a grand strike.
Where'd you go? Who's shooting? Oh, you.
Wait for an opening.
Come here.
No, they hold the advantage. They're left exposed after a grand strike.
Are there still...
Defeat is at hand. I cannot move. Counter after they strike.
Wait for an opening.
They're left exposed after a grand strike. Now attack!
I'd love to do that. I can't... There we go.
Did it.
There we go.
More than that.
Yes, I have seen the Pawn Guild, and I did a little bit of stuff with that, but like I remember very, very little, though. Like, how do I heal you and stuff, and how do I... oh, man, I don't... And also, this game is so different from a game like Solasta that, like, I just...
Weird monsters and beasts of the wolf. There is plenty of reason to stay wary.
What's that?
This looks interesting.
Oh, hi. A little bit less like waving your shield around and...
Did it! We have triumphed. Leave it to me. Stay watchful, Master. The
Okay.
darkness has us at a disadvantage.
See ya. Okay.
Goblin!
More goblins? Where are their goblins? Hi.
They grow frenzied!
Learn a new way to
Strength in numbers arisen.
Strength brought us victory. Okay. I should spend less time being like, I'm gonna get you.
I finish this.
We have triumphed.
Hope I'm still going the right way. Am I? It looks like I am, yes. Okay. Still going the right way. Oh, wait. Still going the right spot. Roughly.
This looks nothing like where we were before.
Kindling, pine branch, cedar branch. Who's... What? Is someone... Oh. I thought that someone was shooting at me. Oh, somebody... Hey! The hell, spider? I'm just sitting there and like this thing is just... I'm like... Oh, I wonder what's shooting at me. It's like random ass spider.
Many plants grow in the shade of tall trees or in dense woods.
Okay.
If you're tired, rest.
What's up, Magic Sky? I'm mean to pottery. Hey, listen. Okay, that's where I'm going. So I have to go down there. Whoops. Okay.
Let's have a look.
Hide armor. Whoa, hey.
This stretch is home to wolves. Take care they don't surround us.
Good to see you, Magic Sky. Because the massive amount of grinding. Yeah, I am a little worried about that. Since I do not like the grind. Oh no, that was bad. Yeah. Yep. I had a feeling that was a problem.
The canyon floor is an apt spot to find ourselves surrounded. We'd
This
best be
looks
careful.
nothing like where we were before.
Okay. Now, can I do this? Now, let me save this.
Small from here.
I did manage before to... Ebon neck wrap. Okay, my magic defenses would go up by 1. I'd lose 1 point in overall defenses. Magic defense go up by 1, but I'd also gain elemental resistances. So I think that's a little better. Let's see. Okay. No, I want to go this way anyway. What I want to do is head down. Go. I know, but I need to get down to the thing. Okay. Whoa, I hear something. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. I was looking for that Cyclops. Mm-hmm. Keep it up, Cyclops.
Hold on. Tis mad with rage. Just wait.
Now, attack! It has but one eye! Strike it!
Grab hold of it.
Orders, I'll strike it down! It's on its knees!
Don't allow it to grab you. Leave the advantage.
Okay.
Cannot even restore a bit of health. I shall restore it. Beware when the creature dies! Slow, steady.
Large or small, any monster.
Okay.
I'll draw its eye at the top. No, I hold an advantage.
Okay, this is the last bar.
It has but one eye! Strike it!
While I hold it. The brute is as slow as its large.
The eye!
Okay.
Strike at the eye!
Close to him, dead.
Its eye is vulnerable!
A moment's destroy magic.
I'll bait it!
Okay.
Grab hold of it.
Almost.
Strike at the eye!
I shall strike the head.
I've been tired a lot, but hey! Quest successful! Yes, indeed. Let's save it. It's the classic above and just attack from a distance. Hell yes. Thank you, thank you. That's the third Cyclops. The last time I played this, I was doing something like what I just did. And I was yelling at, I was like, my guys kept going down there too early. And I kept being like, I was like, no, don't do that, don't do that. And this guy, some viewer, got really angry at me. I guess because they thought I was yelling. They must have thought that these were actual people. And so they were so he's like, whoever you had streaming for you, the guy who wears glasses or whatever, that guy was a jackass. He's a jerk because he was just yelling at people and and I'm like, these are NPCs. They're run by computer. I was yelling at myself. Like, I just couldn't believe it. At first, I didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm like, what? And I was like, this person apparently thinks that It was quite funny. In retrospect. So yes, I have now defeated this thing, which is cool. Now, I forget. I now have to like hand this in, don't I? Whoops. Or it just counts as completed? Oh, because you don't have to. Okay, great. Cool. Yeah, I did that once by accident. How do I heal my pawns here? How do I heal Callista and Emma? You give them potions? Only curatives. Shoot. Where do I find my equipment though? Yeah. Where do I find my equipment though?
Many plants grow in the shade of tall trees or in dense woods.
Does anyone know how do I get to the equipment to give him potions? Do I not have any? Yeah, it's what I'm wondering. Like, where are my potions? Right. Am I out? This can't be right. Where are my potions? Does anybody know where my potions are? Like how I get to it? No, for an action game like this, wrong menu. Okay. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, then what? Oh, there it is. I found it. I found it. All right, so... Okay, so I gave them a potion, but how do they actually use it? How do they actually use the potions, though? They will, I mean, the time has come. They're less than half. Okay, all right. Okay, right. Okay. Slay 5 rabbits. Oh, man. All right. That's not it. I would like to look at the quests, please. Ah, these are all here? Okay. So how, as far as the quests are concerned, how do I access these quests? Like, are these all the quests? They're all in this one spot? That can't be right. They're all here? Hey, what's up, Wogret? Are all the quests in this spot? So then how do I find where all the quests are then? Unusual beach. No, but they have areas though. Like, doesn't it tell you? I thought that it told me at least where the areas were. I don't know. Maybe I need to do it that way. So I have to go straight down where I'm heading, basically.
The rocks here may hold ore.
That's great. Guess who's not going to mine ore?
Footing here is poor. Tread carefully. Slay them one by one!
You'll never hit them swinging blindly.
They're nimble. Watch your back. Well clear of those fangs. This cannot be.
Ow. Help, help!
I'm on my way.
Damn it. No.
They're nimble. Watch your back.
I noticed. See, why is Callista not using health right now?
Keep well clear of those fangs.
Like,
Wolves hunted pack.
Engage fire!
We have triumphed.
he's like, ah. That was silly.
Watch your footing, master.
Change their behavior. Oh man, here we go. You tell me all these things that I don't even remember. Like I said, I barely remember anything about this game.
Many a life was ended by falling.
That's equipment.
Too great to hide.
I don't need equipment. I need to figure out how to get to your... I don't remember... I honestly, I just am not remembering anything. I don't remember any of this game. I mean, I do not remember how to change the behavior of the pawns. No, I was not playing Dragon Age. I like you a lot, Dragonspear, but I do not like Dragon Age particularly. I know that's heresy among role players, but...
The stone makes a regrettably effective wall.
Follow this road north and we'll hit Grand Sword.
Hold on.
Yeah, I just want to figure out how to...
Quite the grand structure. A way castle, perhaps.
Okay. Right, and I do like that. Wait, no, that's not right. Open list.
Holds like this one are crucial in warding the capital from monsters.
How is it that I keep finding myself on other sides of, like... Yeah, I totally went the wrong way. Oh, really? So I can't do that yet? Well, like... So, okay, the basic point, though, is that I need to... Right, that's like how you access pawns or something. The basic point, though, is that I want to make it so that they will just take healing. Whoops. I guess I have that. So I guess they just won't do that now. I just want them to make sure that they don't die in combat. Ooh.
I'll take that.
I need to kill rabbits too.
All kind grow at the tree's feet, like so many verdant children.
Poor rabbit. Listen, you have no idea. That rabbit, who knows what that rabbit could have done.
Materials may hide. If you're tired, rest.
Where?
We have triumphed. Our strength brought us victory.
Oh, man. The homing missiles. Oh, hi. Sorry, man. It's not my fault. It's my quest. I did it. I did it. All right. All right, how are we doing on this? Okay, we still need to defeat 2 ogres. Gotta get over there. I feel like every time I want to go somewhere, I'm constantly being, like, there's constantly something in my way. Like, I'm split by, like, a gap or, like... Oh, see, that's the wrong way. I want to go this way. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is, though, I don't want them to use it except when they need it. So, like, that's part of the...
Goblin!
Where? I need to go up there. Okay.
The road splits here. Let's be doubly sure of which will see us to our destination.
Hello?
I pray the day monsters no longer haunt the
Hi.
roads is not far off.
Hello. Hello.
Can I help you? Then I bid you farewell.
Goodbye, Pawn.
It is difficult to walk such a narrow path. What a large tree.
It is even larger up close.
Keep
Armed rope.
moving.
What?
Wait for an opening.
Counter after they strike.
Hey!
They attack in quick succession. I've learned new techniques against that foe.
There we go. Yeah, it's sometimes a little bit confusing about what you're actually doing. At times. Okay. Highest resolution. I think this is... Yeah. 1920 by 1080. 59, but yeah. This is the best you're going to get. It's pretty good. High, 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 high. I mean, I guess... I mean, it's pretty much almost maxed. No, it's definitely not 4K. I don't think you can even do 4K in this, can you?
We can likely pass through here.
Whoa, boy. Easy.
Watch your footing, master.
Slay them one by one!
We have triumphed.
That was hardly a warm-up. Did it!
Okay. Jerk. Ow, 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 ow. Whoa! Where'd you go? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you for the heal. I didn't even see that I was that low. I'm kind of busy. Healing.
What's that?
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely, this is way, this, normally I don't use controllers for games that I play on PC, but this definitely just, it feels like a console game, because it was a console game, and so like, oh god, are you kidding? Dang, man. I'm gonna save it. I saw the boulder coming and I'm like, this is not a good idea. This is not going to end well. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
With so many twists, it's hard to see what lies ahead. Wolves hunt in packs.
Okay. There are so many of these wolves. Whoa. All right, good. There's more wolves? Dude. Okay, enough with the wolves, man. Oh. Okay. All right.
Out of the way!
We have triumphed. Human foes may fight as fiercely as any monster if pressed.
Okay. Let me save it again. All right, we're getting there. I don't know whether I'm going to start feeling about the pawn system that it's a little bit too high maintenance, where I have to constantly be like, because they level at like a very consistent, They don't really level, right? Like, they have a certain level of experience, and then, like, that's it, as I recall.
Then take careful aim. Fire led by kiss. Our strength brought us victory. Did it!
Okay.
Leave it to me.
What I'd really like is to get to the freaking, getting a little tired of nothing but wolves. Okay. Everyone heal. Okay.
These are human footprints.
Dude, more wolves. Okay, goodbye.
Take my fire.
I got your fire. Take my...
The road splits here. Be doubly sure of which proceeds to
Let's speak with you. This fort was built by a duke of old. The records worth investigating.
Aha! Hey, what's up, bro?
So, the celebrated arisen is come. You look able enough. But I've no patience for pomp. I'm a man of substance, you see.
It's Darth Maul.
I've a policy of speaking only with folks possessed of their own will. Individuals like. We've our own ways of testing the strength of a fellow's will here. If you've the stomach for it.
Okay.
Naught can prove a man's will but his actions.
All right.
His actions brings a band like mine together. Results. If you would walk among us, you'll adopt the same philosophy. Which is to say, you'll do as you're told. So listen well.
Okay.
You've two paths before you. The first is to quash the competition. To the northwest lies a rival band of thieves. See a few of their numbers laid to rest, permanently. The second is to rid us of a traitor. There is one who broke his oath and left this place without my leave. Find him and see that he reaps the consequences. Make your
Okay.
choice. I care not which. Do one of these, and I will know you for a person of will. We shall talk of recompense then.
Okay.
The band of thieves proud, well, beautiful each in her way.
Hmm.
A shame they haven't a scrap of principle among them.
What?
They've no will of their own. Only instinct and greed. Animals of avarice.
I don't know about that.
It grieves me to know the world thinks their ilk and mine no different.
Uh,
The traitor who left our band is a man called Pike. He'll not have gone far.
all right, Pike.
He's young yet, still half an urchin. Want of company will have driven him to seek out some town to call home, no doubt. If he'll not take ownership of his decisions in this life, you'll do him a kindness to end it. You recall the thinning the
Okay. So let's take a look here at the map. So, if I look at the quest list here. Two ogres. So it's over to the left. Alright, what is this guy with the... No honor among thieves? Okay. Where is the... Oh, there he is. Oh my god, man. You're all the way up there? I just came from there. What? Man. I don't have to go all the way back up there. So it's right to the west. Oh, geez. I don't know if I did.
Appears to be a bandit hideout.
It's like... So I have to go out into the west, I think. All right, so let me see if I can figure out if I picked up a port, whatever you just said. Lantern, flask of water, oil, ceramic jug. Thank you, Dantrix Daniel, for the sub, the Prime sub. Welcome to GOG.com. It is a little... I mean, it's about getting used to it, I guess, is basically the way I would describe it. Port crystal. But do I lose it, though, Straba? Do I lose this port crystal? Like, are they difficult to get back, I guess is the question. Like, are they difficult? Are they expensive to buy, or... Because there it is. I could actually place a port crystal right here. And then at least if I go up there, I can zip back quickly. So yeah, so can I lay that port crystal down? No, it's not Dark Souls kind of hard, no. And then I can fast travel back to the port crystal, I gather? Okay, okay. Yeah, I see it. Oh, God, more wolves?
I send you back to the grave!
Fireworks, well!
That said it, really!
That was hardly a warm-up. Wolves hunt in packs.
Jeez, dude, freaking wolves are there here?
Go, fiend!
Take fire! I'm on my way!
Switch to fire!
Help. Okay, 750 more wolves. Anyone?
Wolves hunt in packs. Our strength brought us victory. We have tried.
Jeez.
What's this?
So now, of course, I have no idea where I am. Port Crystal. Port Crystal. Wait, though. What? So you need something else. So wait, I don't follow. You need something else to go to the Port Crystal?
You all right?
Seems fairly shallow.
Ow.
Slay them one by one.
Whoa!
Taste my wrath, reptile.
I don't have any idea what I'm looking at right now.
Our strength brought us victory. Did it?
Ow, what? Who? Where?
Find an opening, then strike.
Have I been poisoned? Might as well do that.
They block all frontal assaults.
Who does? Where are you? Oh, hi.
Avoid the venomous Taste my wrath, reptile. Strength in numbers arisen.
I'll take that.
Okay, that was interesting. Okay. Achievement unlocked. What did I get? Combine 2 materials to make an item. What? Can I? Why am I not able to? Can I please light this? Okay, tools. There we go. Okay. Now, where was I going when I was doing all that? Okay, I'm going left. Because somewhere around here is an ogre, supposedly.
Seems fairly shallow.
Eradication site. Looking for an ogre. Looking for an ogre. Whoa. Somewhere here we've got defeat 2 ogres. View on map. So it's somewhere around here.
The poor beast. Goblin handiwork like as not.
Hi.
We must reclaim the base if we hope to halt the goblins' advance.
Hi. Have you any of you seen a any of you seen an ogre?
All this open space.
Excuse me, sir. Hi. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you tell me where the ogre is? Have you seen an ogre? Ogre? Have you seen? Are you trying to conceal something? Beast? Trying to play dumb? Speak. Tell me what I want to know. Where's the ogre? Swear to me. Listen, you don't need to look. You don't need to back the wrong horse. You don't need to do this. You can climb these. How do I climb them?
Many a life is
Lose your
ended
way.
by falling
You
from
need
too
but
great
consult
a
your
height.
map. All this open space spurs the desire to run, aimless and free.
Oh, larger beast. The ogre was the friends we made along the way. I want to know where the hell the ogre is. Show me the ogre.
It is a relief to need not fear an ambush.
The path splits. Best we had a look at our map.
I mean, I'm trying to find that. It's got to be close. Can you really ride them? Wait a minute. I want to see if you can. Aha! Well, forward, animal. Wait, hey.
It is a relief to need not fear an ambush.
Don't attack it. Forward, animal. Hey. Hey.
All this open space spurs the desire to run.
I can't. Yay! Success. Wait, don't kill the. Wait. Wait a minute. What is this madness? What are we doing? That's not really climbing. That's not riding it, though. We just Ah! What is this? Hey, stop hitting it! Wait, wait! No, there's no need for this. There's no need for this violence. Ah! I better get out of here before I accidentally kill any more of these things. This is not my understanding of what resting is.
Please don't overdo it. There's a hint of salt in the air.
Sigh.
This is large for a goblin.
Okay.
Our strength brought us victory.
All right, we killed them.
The rocks here may hold ore, with monsters like these goblin king, perhaps?
Oh, hi. Whoa. Whoa! Ow! Okay, we got some problems with goblins. Okay.
I'm desperately low on stamina. It's large for a goblin.
Strength in numbers, Arisen.
That was hardly a warm-up.
Okay. That was a little freaky.
What's this?
Yeah, this is available on GOG. You can use my link, which doesn't cost you anything extra, but throws me a few extra bucks, which is always appreciated. And yeah, I'm still getting my head around how much I like this comparatively. Grand grapes. But I do like the sense of exploration. Where? I wish that it was a little bit less janky, though, in terms of where things actually were. Like, Sisters in Peril. So there's an ogre around here somewhere, is what I'm gathering. Because I still don't fully understand what I'm looking at as far as the map is concerned. Like, I don't know whether there's an ogre around here. I can't tell what I'm looking at on the map. So that... Oh. Got that off just in time. shut up on that horn. Stop summoning goblins. Oh, shoot. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Oh, nice one. Nice.
Strength in numbers arisen.
We have triumphed. If your
My kind grows better able to serve the more we learn.
Okay.
I heal your wounds.
Good. All right. We needed that. Hello? Okay. No, for the... Alright. Doesn't have anything to do with the ogres, though.
Even you wouldn't survive such a fall.
I feel like I'm not anywhere near the ogres at all. Fashion dogma is a thing.
If we tread carefully, I'm certain a way forward will present itself.
I need a way forward to ogres. That's what I need a way forward to. Ow! What the frick? We gotta get behind that place. Clearly do not want to...
I'll take that.
I cannot take much more.
Well, don't stand in front of the...
I shall restore your health. Hold on. It only gets tougher from here, Master.
Okay. Try not to stand in front of the start of the ballista, okay? Oh my god.
Please help me. Anytime.
Okay.
Not this
watch out! Alright. It's time to go deal with you. Freaking flaming, like, ballista thing. Hello?
To climb back.
Now, my turn. Oh, it's the ogre. It's the ogre. You know what we got to do, chat?
Disarmed for now.
Also, oh, nice dodge. Oh, it's a Cyclops. Well, oh, okay. Can you watch out? I noticed. Oh, we got two of them. That might be bad. That could be bad. That's right. You all just stay down there. You talk amongst yourselves. I mean, they hit me 65 times, so I'm like... Okay. You all stay up here. It's fallen, now attack. Do not come up. What are you doing? Don't bring them up here. I'm attacking with a ballista, for the love of God. Stay up here. Okay, good. Yeah, keep them down there. Okay. Final health bar. Two Cyclops. Let's do it. Whoops, I missed it. Sorry, tree. Killed one. All right, you're the second one. I mean, look, I feel like killing two Cyclops is going to be useful anyway. The tree is like... Okay. Yeah. Man, I was so excited when I thought these were ogres. It is a good point that having a helmet on is not helping. While I'm at it, let me just... You guys stop celebrating, okay? Alright, meanwhile... Like, the goblins are just like, go get him, Bob! Go get him! Go get him! I'll draw its ire with a taunt. No, you'll stand there. Okay. You guys deal with the Cyclops. I'm just gonna pick off these hobgoblins. He's just running around on fire. Okay. These guys are not happy about this situation. Meanwhile, back at the Cyclops. Oh, what a good shot. All right. Uh-oh, wait. What are you guys doing down there? Hey. Hey, you. Don't. The guy's just like, if I just run below, you'll never see him. This'll be the finish when we take out this guy, what's left of him. I feel like I've done way more in killing ogres by like being on the ledges above them, doing stuff like this. I think at some point I would have shot that helm off. You're not going to draw it near. You're just going to shoot it from a distance with lightning while I blast it with the freaking this thing. Do we even hurt it, Arisen? We are. We're hurting it slowly. If I could move this thing any further. Come on, you can do it. Oh. Okay, I think I still hit it. Okay. Seems bad. Come back this way. Come back this way. Come back this way. There we go. There you go. Callista, could you get out of my way? Thank you. As you can see, I'm still hitting from... Whoops. Oh my god, what are you doing down there? Emma, do not go down there and fight the ogre straight up. Draw its ire, just stay up here. I mean... Nothing wrong with them is bravery. Ooh. Okay, 1 bar left. Can't quite hit it from there. Don't need to breach its armor, just don't get killed by it. I'm up here shooting it with a flaming ballista, for the love of God. Kind of can't hit it right now. Okay. Okay. Take my fire. That's what I'm doing, is striking the head. Its helmet is off. About time. Oh. Almost dead. One more shot should do it. Ha ha! Down goes Frazier. And that, chat, is how you defeat an ogre from a very long distance. Yes, indeed.
I wonder what's inside.
Thank you, thank you. Move, move, move. Oh, well, sorry, Callisto. Thank you, Dantrix Daniel, for the follow on my channel. Rugged bone, misshapen eye. So this is great. I wish I had an ogre here, honestly. But it was pretty cool fighting that thing. Once that thing hit me a couple times, I'm like, if there's a ballista, there's got to be something around here that I can use. And these guys over here who are like jumping up and down until they got hit from a distance, that was also quite satisfying. Although more satisfying would be if I found... This is actually a brutal place to set that up because look at this. This is just a kill zone. They've got a ballista over there. They've got a ballista over there. Where? Over there? Oh, man. I know, right? I'd like to take that ballista with me. Yeah, I mean, it's slow, but it just... You know, and it never runs out of ammo. And so that was cool, but we never found the ogre. Sadly, the ogre was never discovered.
This open space is a welcome change from those narrow roads. Hold on.
Up and at them, sir.
Okay. Yeah, they have a nice setup up here. Or they did. This place has a name. Yeah, Conqueror's Sanctuary. No, I saw that. So now, am I able to go back to the port crystal? How do I go back to the port crystal? Or can I even do that? Because I got to close up shop here, but... I'd like to be able to know how to do that. Without fairy stone on foot? Oh, man. So I need a port crystal and I need a fairy stone, is what you're saying. Okay, let's see if I have one or not. Oh, shoot. So it's my stash. Festival pie. So I've got to go back. So what you're telling me is I have to go back all the way here directly is where I have to go? And where is my stash? Is my stash back, like, back in Casardis? Where is my stash? It's all the way to Casardis. Oh, man. Well, that's going to be interesting. All right, well. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will think about that in the future. However, the time has come. We have finished Solasta. We played some more Dragon's Dogma. I may or may not come back to this. We shall see. I'd like to quit completely, please. Yes, I am sure. But as you can see, there is Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. And I've played about 6 hours or so. Yeah, but we have had a chance to finish up the game, and it was good stuff. It allows withdraw items. Yeah, I'll have to look into that later on. But this was good, though. This was good. What is this? Why do I have a Windows update? What? Oh, you want me to restart? Oh, well. We're going to download and install. We're going to come back to that. Yes, that's great. And we'll deal with that later, but not for right now. So that, folks, is going to do it for me for today. Had a good time, though. I hope you folks enjoyed this as well, and I'm going to be back with all of you lovely folks next Tuesday when I'm going to be playing some tabletop stuff in D&D with GOG with Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and then the week after that is going to be some Talisman adventures, so I'm excited for that. Thank you, Slick Brit. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And I may come back to it. I have to think about whether, I don't know, I have to do a little bit more research on Dragon's Dogma and kind of get a sense of what I want to do with it. But regardless, I definitely enjoyed finishing Solasta, and Solasta is now complete as far as I'm concerned, at least until they come out with a sequel or something. But for right now, I am good. Yeah, but it's going to be some tabletop play over the next couple of weeks. Like I say, Ghosts of Saltmarsh and then Talisman Adventures, and then we will see about that. On my channel, I will be back on Friday with Court of Blades. If you're interested in some courtly intrigue and tabletop play, then and you want to see me playing instead of just GMing for a change, you can come over to my channel, which will be Friday night, and that's going to be happening, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. And then Saturday on my channel, I'll be back to GMing Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, which is a really cool, based on Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, for those who might be familiar with that module. This is kind of the spiritual successor to that, so that's going to be happening on Saturday. And then, as I say, right back here for Pen and Pixels next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. If you like what you saw, please make sure to follow the channel here at GOG. Please make sure to subscribe to us here on GOG.com, and please click through to our own channels because we all have our own individual Patreons and subsystems and stuff like that that we like to put out there as well. But that's going to do it for me. I'm going to rise up out here and get some dinner. Darksaber 2K will be back with you tomorrow around the same time that I started playing some of Sid Meier's Pirates. So definitely make sure to stop by to check that out. And otherwise, like I say, I will be back here with bells on next week for some more tabletop play as we get into D&D with GOG and some Ghosts of Saltmarsh. But that's going to do it for me for now. Thanks, everyone, and I will catch all of you. That's funny, Rudna. Thanks, everybody, and I will catch all of you lovely folks soon for more tabletop play, role play, and video game play as well. Until then, as I always say, everyone, please be good to each other, and have a good night.
sun is here.